Gumbo. You're listening to Cajun Sports Radio.
Welcome to another December edition of Cajun Sports Radio. Big day of football today. Our first weekend without college football in a while, but we had the Hiesman, and we got a lot of stuff with the NFL going on. We find out more about LSU and where they're going with their bowl games. More of the bowl game picture. Dad, hell of a day today. What's going on?
Hey, what's going on, boy? Welcome to Cajun Sports.
I didn't want to go ahead.
I'm right now.
And I kind of wanted to hold off on the main topic of what we're going to go into. But, yeah, this is Cajun Sports Radio. We are presented by Best Bike, ATV.com, and DirecTV.com. If you are interested in joining DirecTV, let us know at CajunSportsRadio.com. Dad, last Sunday night, St. Carolina comes to New Orleans. We were iffy about that game. We had the pregame for that, and they get the job done. And it was just, to me, it was too periodical. Like, okay, the same things. We're able to do these things in the Dome. What's going to happen in the next couple of weeks? Well, you get at me today and you tell me this morning, Lane, I'm worried about this game. It's a late game in St. Louis. We've struggled with them the last two times. I am worried about this game, and I am going to say openly that I said no. I'm going to roll with this. It's in a Dome. We'll be fine. Wow. It opens up. Breeze throws a terrible interception to start the game to begin with. Dad, all in all, just what's the deal with this team on the road?
I don't know, like today my deal up with the Saints. I kept saying it, and I'm kind of looking at it, and I don't want to I know I love the Saints and all, but I don't want to hear it's wet, it's cold, it's raining. The crowd noise is too much. We go over there. They already had it on the paper as a trap game. My trap game was Atlanta game on a Thursday night.
Well, you can have more than one trap games.
This was the game. We lost Greer. But anyway, I can't say that because the second half we talk about that the defense actually held them. But the debacle in the first half, what was going on there, Lane? I'm just going to let y'all know the power was out around here. Lane had power. I called a few people. No power. We had to listen to it on the radio. The first, Lane? First quarter?
Oh, I found out that all of Hesper and Marksville was out of power for a while.
Yeah, and us.
That's how big it was. Yeah, I was never out of power. But
yeah, I heard, Lane, the fire trucks and all was going by detail on the curve. They had a wreck. Something happened to hit a pole. But anyway.
Okay, we'll get to that. Yeah, that's
we have more serious problems.
But
going back to the Saints, we have problems, man. We have a lot of problems. Bad.
Well, here was the main deal. It is our defensive line, which I thought got manhandled in this game. Anytime, the problem in this one was we just got ran all over defensively.
Oh my God.
Rams, I have been talking about it for a few weeks now. The Rams have a really good defense. And yeah, this is not a joke of a football team, this Rams team. What hurts them is they're in a hard division, with Seattle and San Francisco and Arizona. So they're in a tough division.
What I seen again today, anybody with a good defensive team could stop us offensively. I didn't want to say, with the Seattle game, I was comfortable in, you got home crowd, it was wet. I don't want to hear all that. Today showed me, and I will repeat, we have serious problems on offense. At the end, we wanted to hurry up and catch up or whatever. We have no running game. None.
Let's look at the running yards for the Saints here, and let's look at the averages. Darren Sproles was the leading running back. 7 carries, 24 yards. He only averaged 3.4 a carry, and to me, this was probably one of Pierre Thomas's worst days in a while. 8 carries for 21 yards. Mark Ingram only had 1 for 5.
What's new?
But I mean, we attempted to run the ball. We just couldn't do it.
We can't do it. Lane, I didn't know Robinson was active on. I knew he was active, but he was on the lineup.
He got 1 carry for no yards.
Excuse me. They faked the end zone where he should have had the ball to go all the way in, but he didn't.
Yeah,
it was horrible coaching. It was horrible everything. It was a complete disaster.
Yeah, to me, this was terrible.
Oh my God.
To me, a loss like this was worse than the Seattle loss because
it showed me.
The excuse was
me. It showed me what the Saints have. It showed me today what the Saints have.
Something that I want to talk about is that not only is Drew Brees a different quarterback on the road, which I don't care what anybody says.
Yeah.
But the defense is a different defense on the road, and I'm starting to think, and hear me out on this, Deb, is this road, what everybody talks about, right now the big story in the NFL is that the Saints cannot win on the road. Do you think it's starting to kind of get inside their heads? That we aren't the team. Maybe it's a momentum thing. Maybe it's a...
Again.
Maybe it's a...
In their
you gotta
heads.
wonder.
Look what happened today. Today showed me in a dome, showed me the field dry. I wanted to see what they can do.
And the crowd wasn't loud. The crowd was non-existent.
The crowd ain't loud.
Yeah.
You should have heard everybody at halftime, Lane. Oh my God, he was well juiced up. Can I tell you?
Every time the Saints go on the road, A-Bear is lit by halftime. He
was
don't travel.
Completely disaster, but he said the truth. And guess what? I'm saying the truth. Today showed me what the Saints have on the road.
And they don't, and you can't blame the thing with the dome, the outside, whatever, because you go back to Seattle a couple of weeks ago, the weather wasn't bad in Seattle.
No, man, we got serious problems.
My thing is, Carolina, we blow them out a couple of weeks ago. Do you realize, we beat them, they got a big win against the Jets today. We go into Carolina next week and lose that game. Carolina is now the division leader.
Yeah, like,
this is a big loss, man.
Talk about it.
This is a huge loss.
But my God,
this loss was huge.
You think Carolina's going to let us come out of a win after what we did to them over there, and they're going to be fired up?
And here's the problem. Not only was it a loss, it was an NFC loss. We only had one NFC loss this year, and that was to Seattle. Seattle was gone with the 1 seed. We talked about that earlier. Yeah. There's no doubt about it. But now, here we go. You piling up those NFC losses. We could have clinched
the playoffs today. We did.
Yeah, and we didn't. Are we going to make the playoffs regardless? We are going to make the playoffs regardless of what happens.
Well, what good does it do if you can't do nothing?
If you can't, say Carolina beats us next week. We end up as the 5 or 6 seed, which it wouldn't matter. You realize you have to go either into Philly, you got to go into Dallas, Chicago, Detroit, one of them. We can't go into Chicago. We can't go into Green Bay. I don't even trust going into Dallas, much less Philadelphia.
We can't even go in there to the Rams on the dome.
We can't go to St. Louis and win. So
come on, man.
I know. Look. And there's been a lot. There's been a lot of people down and out, and me and you have talked about the bandwagon thing and everything like that.
I'm not bandwagon. I'm telling it is.
I'm not saying that. Look, our expectations for this team, there's no doubt about it, have gotten higher over the years than what they used to be. That's fine. But here's the problem. You get to a point to where when you know how good, and this is what I figured out, you know what this team can do. You know what they have the ability to do. And then you see them with no energy today. And it was very interesting. Joe Lon Dunbar, who used to play for the Saints, a linebacker, is now playing for the Rams.
Oh, yeah.
Told the reporter, or the announcers for Fox, that there's no doubt about it. When we played the Rams, when I was with the Saints and we played the Rams and they beat us in 11, we overlooked them. So we did not take them serious. No doubt about it. Supposedly, Sean Payton told the team before the game to watch out for a game like this. How about Jeff Fisher kicking an onside kick on Sean Payton early in that game?
Yeah,
was that not a slap in the face?
Lost. Well, at that time I didn't have no electricity, but I was listening to it on the
radio. It was terrible. And like Tim Ryan said, which one of the commentators for Fox was Tim Ryan today, and he's really good. A very underrated commentator. I like to call him the next Chris Collinsworth, but that's a whole other story. He said there's no reason why the Saints shouldn't have been ready for that. No reason at all, and I agree. When you're playing at underdog for anything, or any team, but especially an underdog like the Rams, you're going to do anything you can to get a win. You always got to be.
They're not going to the playoffs.
Nope.
They don't care. They completely annihilate us. Offense, defense, they completely outplayed us, outcoached. It was just a disaster.
This is Cajun Sports Radio. If you're just joining us, we are recapping the Saints debacle in St. Louis today. And let's run through some numbers. The Saints do lose this game 16-27. Terrible loss. The Saints fall to 10-4 for the year. And, Dad, 3-4 record on the road. That is the Saints. And that's why I titled this episode Saints Road Woes. Because this team just isn't the same team they are. Look how good they looked in the Dome last Sunday night. And look what they were able to do with the momentum behind the Dome.
Home crowd, they all wide open. You know what I mean? But, if that's the case, you can't just stay and play every game home. That's why we went to the Super Bowl. We were good enough to win on the road, to get home field advantage, to go that far. But that's a different story.
Breeze's numbers on the day.
As far as him, that's all he does is throw interceptions when he plays the Rams.
And he had two throws. One that he threw earlier, he had no business of throwing. Hands in his face. And then that worst one was when we were driving it, and we were about to score a touchdown. He was throwing the ball to Jimmy Grant, and he threw the ball into triple coverage.
Yeah, well, he fumbled too, that he took it from him.
Yeah, he did. That's right. He had 3 turnovers on the day. He did fumble. You're right. We had what? We had 3 turnovers in this game, and
one touchdown that they called back that I can't understand.
It was hands to the face. You talking about the Lance Warner touchdown?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was illegal hands to the face. It did happen. They did show it. The referees were calling everything. That's one thing. Time of possession, very interesting enough. We actually, and this is what kills me, we actually won the battle in time of possession, 32 minutes to 27. Penalty yards, they only had 30 penalty yards there. We had 77 penalty yards.
Yeah.
Running the ball, we only had 61 rushing yards, which is terrible. They had 140.
That is completely sad.
144 rushing yards they had. And here's the main thing. Turnovers. 3 for us, 0 for St. Louis.
That's right.
You run the ball, you don't turn it over, you're going to win games. That's what they did. Their quarterback was not, Kellen Clemens was not perfect today. But he didn't turn the ball over, and he put the hands into Zachary Lacey. Or Zach Stacy. Who has been a really good running back today.
Hands down.
Yeah.
We got out-coached. We got outplayed. They were fired up when they got out there. It was just a complete. Again.
Okay, I got a name that I want to tell you, and I want I'm just gonna say one name, and I want you to hammer him, take up for him, and you know who I'm about to say. Garrett Hartley. Give me your thoughts on him after this game.
I'm telling you, we thought he was gone 3-4 weeks ago. Then I guess I don't know what happened. They were practicing kickers.
Yeah, they were, and then Peyton,
Yep.
Sean Payton has been. I'm sorry if I interrupted you. Go ahead.
No. Go ahead. Go ahead, Lane.
You sure?
Yeah. Go ahead.
Okay.
Say about Hartley.
Okay, Sean Payton has backed him up on numerous occasions because the year of the Super Bowl, he almost got cut. Right before that kick that he kicked in Minnesota, reportedly, Sean went up to him and said, "There's no reason for you to get nervous. You belong here. I got you. You're going to hit this field goal." Supposedly, he has done that for Hartley multiple times. But what was interesting, when he missed that last field goal, Peyton walks up to the special teams coach and says something to him, and it walks off. And the cameras caught it. And for the cameras to pick that up, all I'm saying is I would not be surprised if Garrett Hartley is not a Saint by the end of the year. Going into the playoffs, I wouldn't be surprised.
Well, Lane, what do you do with something like this? You can't get rid of them. Yeah, but you can't right now. The season's almost over.
Yeah, you can't. Kickers come and goes from team. No, I'll go and look at free agent kickers. There's plenty of kickers ready to go right now.
Really? Yeah, just wait.
Oh, look, I'll pull it
yeah,
up
he
right here.
did win when we played Minnesota at home. He won he got the kick at the end, and that's how we got in the playoffs. I mean, that's how we got the first. We had a first round bye. We got that one. No, that was Arizona. Then we played Minnesota. That's what got us in the Super Bowl. That's right.
Correct.
But anyway, I don't know what happened today, but you are right. He said something to the special teams coach, and I don't know what it was, but something was said. How many did he miss today, Lane? Right there, 2. But his first kick was a long one. I got to give him that.
Well, he had
No.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, right. Here he is. Hartley was 1 for 3 today. His long was 45 yards. That was the only one he hit. Yeah. Okay, let's pull up Mr. Hartley's season. This year, man, he's been 21 for 27. That was going in to this game. So now you got to put him at. Oh man, that's not good. You add 3, he'd be 22 for 30 for the year. That's garbage. That is garbage. That's under 75% for the year. That's terrible.
That's you can't have that.
How do you trust? Exactly.
You can't have that in the playoffs.
I completely agree.
In the wind, raining.
You can't even hit it in a dome.
This was in a dome.
You can't hit it in a dome, and you said it exactly right.
Briggs didn't have a good game either.
No,
in the dome.
He didn't.
The whole team did not have a good game. The defense stepped up in the second half. The first half, they were asleep. Their onside kickers, we were lost. Completely destroyed. Completely. Don't mind. I don't want to hear nothing good.
And hats off. Hats off to Fisher. Hell of a coaching job. He won the game. He won this game with his power. He won it with the things that he knows he has, and that is a front 4 defensive line anchored down by Howie Long's boy. And that's right. He's a beast. He had a better game last time we played him. And he has a good linebacking core. And that's how he won this game, by eliminating Jimmy Graham and forcing Breeze to throw the ball quick. Receiving yards. It took Jimmy Graham, almost a whole half to get his first catch? I think it did take him a whole half. He only had 2 catches for 25 yards. That's a terrible day for Jimmy Graham.
Yeah, hold on. It's not terrible. It's bad, but guess what? They're learning. Look, Seattle.
It's not that they're learning.
A good defense. What I've seen again today will completely shut the Saints down. Well, I've seen it again.
Here's my problem, though. When you have a really good receiver on a team, we've seen it with Randy Moss, Welker, whoever it might be. And when you have a really good tight end like the Saints have, he's going to get doubled up. That is when you look to other receivers. And Marcus Colston had 8 catch, but he was targeted 13 times.
He had a pretty good game. He had a good game.
But the problem is, with that, yeah, we do have other weapons. I'll never argue against that. But it's almost like when Graham is on, Breeze can throw the ball near him and he's going to catch it. He can't. Right. I love Colston to death, but Colston cannot make those type of catches like Jimmy Graham can. He's great. Lance Moore is great. But he does not make those acrobatic catches like a Jimmy Graham can. There's no doubt about it.
One in the end zone. He should have caught that.
He jumped too early. He jumped too early. That's what my boy Tim Ryan said. He has been, in my opinion, excellent this series. Now, he only had, how many yards did he have? Yeah, he had 4 for 47.
He had a good game.
I didn't know, but did you know Darren Sproles is like he's a leading receiver for running backs in the NFL.
Yep.
So that'll be huge going down the stretch. But Dad, next week, Carolina for the division 12 o'clock game. If we won
today, it would have been a big relief. You don't understand.
Well, we could have won today.
How big this loss was, y'all. An NFC loss. We could have wrapped it up today with a win.
No, we wouldn't have wrapped up the division, no.
No. Well, we could have gotten playoffs. We got Carolina that is waiting for us to go over there. You know that.
Now, what I'm looking at is, and I think I'll be right, I think if we win that game next week, we automatically clinch the division, no matter what happens the week after.
Oh, for sure. Yeah,
next
you know why? We beat them
twice.
Carolina twice.
You already beat
Atlanta
Tampa Bay
twice. But anyway, we still got the last game, Tampa Bay.
But if I'm not mistaken, regardless of what happens, whoever wins, if I'm not mistaken, I think if Carolina would beat us, maybe we would still have a shot at winning it. But no, maybe not. I'm going to have to check that. Possibly, guys.
No, because they just beat the Jets.
Yeah, but so we need to go look at this. But if I'm not, I'm about 99% sure that whoever wins that game next Sunday wins the division, regardless of what happens in Week 17.
Yeah,
I think that game is for the division.
No, you're right. Whoever wins this game Sunday is going to wrap up the division.
So it's huge. But I got to check on that because we beat Carolina the first go-around. I'm going to check that.
Them beating the Jets didn't help. I know the Jets, but we lost against the Jets.
That has nothing to do with anything, though.
Yeah, but I'm telling you, plus, we just lost the NFC. What's the Carolina's record, real quick?
Carolina has the same record as us, 10-4.
Exactly, thank you.
They're 10-4.
Y'all, this was just a complete big loss for the Saints, and I can't wait to see Breeze's press conference with Sean Payton. Is going to be, we got to regroup and all. They got serious troubles. They got to do something bad.
Okay, let's go into the big news stories of the day in the NFL. Of course, everything going on. Right off the bat, the Dallas Cowboys blow a 23-point lead. And Matt Flynn continues to earn himself some more money. He's going to get another shot to start with another NFL team next year with the way he's played for Green Bay, Dad. What a crazy finish.
Yeah, well, I got to see the end of it because after the Saints debacle, they put the game on.
Hey, how about this?
They came back, it was already. You should have seen that last play. It was a handoff.
I'm watching it right here.
He jumped over him. But anyway, then Tony Romo gets the ball back, and he throws the interception, but they go challenge it. I seen it was interception. Come to find out, the boot challenge was interception. But then you got your boy, Brian, get so mad. See, he completely walks off the field, goes in the dressing room. That ain't right. They just, I don't know. They have serious trouble at Dallas, too. They ain't going nowhere either.
Dallas, this was a big loss for them. Philly lost today, which would have put Dallas in a spot to have a shot at the division. They get destroyed on Monday Night Football by the Bears last Monday. So that screwed them. So now, even though the Eagles lost in a big one to Minnesota, which we'll get into, Dallas is at 7-7. This was their year, people, for them to win the division. There was no doubt about it.
They got the weakest division in the NFL.
Yeah, they had it. There was no doubt about it. This was their year to win the division. Now you only have to think if, by some miracle, they do win the division. Yeah, I think maybe Garrett keeps his job. But I say there is no way in hell, if they blow it and don't make the playoffs this year, that Jason Garrett is still in the Dallas Cowboys. I just don't see it.
No. He's done. I don't see how he's still there anyway. He's done.
I don't know. But yeah, huge blown up. But like I said, you go and you look at our boy, former LSU Tiger, Matt Flynn. He put some numbers up today. Dez Bryant had a big day, 11 catches, 153 yards. And like Dad said, he walked away from the field pissed. Matt Flynn, 26 for 39, 299 yards, Dad, 4 touchdowns.
Yep.
But not to dog on Flynn or take away what he did, but we all know how bad this Dallas defense is. We seen what the Saints did, but look what the Bears did. The Bears last Monday night scored on every single possession. So what they did was worse than what we. I mean, look at what this is probably going to go down as the worst defense ever. It's going to take the Saints' throne from last year, most probably.
Yep.
So some big problems. Big problems. How about this story real quick? That was just we called our episode Saints Road Woes. Well, how about this article by NFL.com? Road weary Saints must win. Here we go. Road weary Saints must win at Carolina to take NFC South. We just had it confirmed. We have to win.
The loss today killed us, man. I'm telling you, it killed us. And y'all look, I'm not saying we losing. we lost. Oh well, you're jumping. No, I'm just telling you like it is. I'm telling you like it is. I'm telling you exactly like it is. And we said it a few weeks ago. We got to get better. On the road. And what today did was completely uncalled for.
Yeah.
Now, I got to see Seattle again play today. I know the Giants ain't no
Which
good.
we're going to get into that. Yeah, we'll get into that.
They're unreal.
Okay. Here's our next story. Yeah, they are, and we'll talk about that game. Yeah, you were 100% right. How about Kansas City? 2 nice games back-to-back. The defense isn't really doing what it was doing, but how about the Kansas City offense? After having a big day against RG3 in Washington, they put up 56 points. And they, how about this, Dan? Clinch a playoff spot. And let's keep in mind what happened Thursday night. The Chargers beat Denver. Right now, the Chiefs are currently tied with the Broncos at 11-3. And Broncos still own it because they won both the games.
Right.
Which we'll get into some other things that happened today. Jamal Charles tied a franchise record with 5 touchdowns. Their running back in this game today. 5 touchdowns.
Wow.
What a day. He had 8, wow. 5 touchdowns. He had 4 of them receiving, Dad, and 1 rushing. He had 195. He had 195 receiving yards. That's a running back. That's crazy. Okay, we'll move in. So Alex Smith and Andy Reid, congratulations. You are in the playoffs. Of course, the third big news story was what we talked about earlier. The Saints debacle in St. Louis. It is considered right now in the NFL Newswire as being the third biggest story in the NFL today.
We lost our respect, man.
Yeah.
We lost every respect that we were hanging on to 3, 4 in the whole league. We completely lost it today. We completely lost it. Right there. Telling you.
Oh, yeah. And then for sure.
We cannot play away. It's a done deal today.
Well, we weren't the only ones. Now, I'm not going to call this a big upset because the Dolphins aren't a bad team. They moved to 8-6 with this big win over the Patriots. But the Patriots had a lot to lose because guess what? With Denver's loss Thursday night, the Patriots owned home field if they won out. They had it. Well, they blew it. They lost to the Dolphins with a huge interception to end the game by Tom Brady. And you just got to wonder what happens now with this New England team. And how about the Dolphins, man? They have been playing. They're 8-6 after everything they've gone through this year. They're an 8-6 ball club.
They've been playing damn good ball, Lane.
Mm-hmm.
I got to watch some of it. They've been playing real good ball. Now, that tight end that's out, the Patriots.
Gronkowski, he's done.
Yeah. That other tight end did good, but at the end he missed it. That's what they say there was a hold. And if you play it back, you're going to hear everybody say
I'm watching it right here.
It was a hold, and I don't think it was.
I don't see it. But how about this?
But that's what he said.
How about this, though? Michael, the guy who intercepted the last ball in the game, his name is Michael Thomas. This guy, it was his first start for the Miami Dolphins. Dad, he was on the 49ers practice squad last week. And now, look, he's intercepting Tom Brady. You know what I mean? Hello. Well, we lost Dad on that one. He's coming back. But yeah, he was on the 49ers practice squad a week ago. And by Sunday, he's intercepting Tom Brady. I mean, that has to be huge. You got to think about what he's thinking right now. You back there?
Oh, yeah. I just
okay. Did you hear me, though?
Yeah, real quick. I know you just said Carolina, whoever wins next week is going to take care of it. But who's Carolina's next game after that?
I don't know, but it's a division game because everybody plays division games their last 2 weeks.
Okay,
so it is a division game.
Got to be Atlanta.
Yeah, it has to be.
Okay.
Well, there's only one other team in the division. We play Tampa Bay. that last week, so they would have to play Atlanta.
You're right.
And it always gets crazy when Atlanta and Carolina play. It's always an interesting game.
Yep.
But
anyway,
yeah.
we don't have to look at that. We got to look at winning next week. Sean Payton got to sit down this week and say, look, man, we got to do something here, huh, Lane? We got to do something. We got to be better than this.
You're going on the road for 2 consecutive weeks.
Yeah.
I don't know. Hopefully it lets them. I tell you what, this loss was worth it. If we can win next week and clinch the division, it was, in my opinion, it was worth it. We'll see. But before we move on, I don't know if you heard that. I wanted you to hear it. The guy who intercepted Tom Brady in the game for Miami, his name's Michael Thomas. It was his first start for the Dolphins. Do you know he was on the practice squad for San Francisco last week? And he comes through and makes a big, play like that for Miami. I just thought that, that was a big deal. Kirk Cousins gets, big news story. RG3 benched, not even dressed out, in Washington. And Kirk Cousins gets the nod, gets the start, and doesn't have that bad of a day. 381, 3 touchdowns, 2 picks, but they turned the ball over. How about this, Dad? 7 times Washington turns the ball over. 7 times, and they still almost won the game. So you got to kind of give it to Kirk Cousins for keeping it close. They lost by 1 point, and if you've seen at the end of the game, Washington had a chance to tie it. But what does Shanahan do, boy? Shanahan being Shanahan. He goes for 2 points to try to get the win over Atlanta, Dad.
Yeah.
Instead of trying to go into overtime, he said, to hell with it. I got 3 wins. I'm going to go for the 2 points for the win. I'm not going to overtime with a 3-win team. He doesn't get it.
Do you think he's going?
That put the icing on the cake. He's going. And how about everything he said this week to the media?
Yeah.
Didn't he say one time he just wants
to
to go home?
He wants to stay home.
Shanahan's done.
He said he wished he could coach from his house. Can you imagine? Did you see that?
I did. I did
see one coach from his house.
Yeah, he's done. It's over with for Mike Shanahan.
Do you think the boys going to be there?
No. When one goes, they both got to go. You can't fire one of them and keep the other. No, they both got to go. Oh, man. The Eagles were running wild, and they were doing so well, but Vikings, I told y'all about this team. They have to be one of the best 3-4 win teams I've ever seen. Yeah, they're not winning many games, but they're competing in all of their games. They had a hell of a day
they don't give up, man.
In Minnesota, beating the Eagles, halting them big time. And that's why that Dallas loss was huge, because if Dallas would have won, they would be right in it right now. But now, which they still have a shot, Dallas, because Philly's 8-6.
They always do. They always. I've never seen a team that could lose so much and still win the division. Never.
But to me, what's I know, really, but they haven't. They haven't made the playoffs in years. They blow it.
Like that,
no, they blow it.
He got that big check, dude.
They blow it every year.
Every
year. Oh, yeah, they already gave it a contract. Every year it comes down to one game that Dallas has to win for the division, and they lose it.
Yep.
The big thing here, Dad, is there was no Adrian Peterson in this game. And
that's right. He was on the sideline.
Yeah, I think that was big, yeah. So that was big for Minnesota. But, yeah, we're just moving through the stories. We're kind of running out of time. Sunday Night Football is about to start. Cutler returns.
Yeah.
And a lot of people...
blew it.
Yeah. But, he didn't
2
blow
interceptions.
it. They won it.
Yeah, he threw 2 interceptions. 3 interceptions?
No, he had 3 touchdowns. Let's see.
Yeah,
what did he have today?
Throw. Yeah, I seen it. I seen it.
3 touchdowns, 2 picks.
Okay, I thought so.
He beat a good Cleveland team. Now, a lot of people question the Bears doing this because they were rolling with McCown, which is our McCown's brother, and which is the McCown that plays for the Saints. The backup quarterback is his brother. He was doing good. Look at what he did Monday night. And that was a big controversy of why would they bench him with the way he's been playing. Well, they did, and Cutler did find a way to win, but it was a sloppy game in Cleveland. Cutler's first game back gets the win, but Detroit has a big Monday night game against Baltimore. You're going to want to watch that next Monday night. That's a huge game, not only in this division, but for the AFC. And then you talked about it a while ago. The Seahawks completely crow-hopped the Giants.
They are unbelievable.
It was 23-0. How about this? Eli Manning, 5 interceptions. He threw 5 picks.
Yes. Huh?
I'm going to ask you this.
Did you see the Kojo cut?
I'm looking at him right here.
He got to be gone right here, Lane. You keep telling me he's not going to go. There's no way they're going to keep him.
But here's my thing, though.
No.
But no. Besides that, we keep talking about the Seahawks being a different team away from the 12th man. They did this in New York today. They didn't do this in the 12th man.
They lost last
But they're not going to.
49ers, but they come back. Can I tell you? Lord mercy.
That was a dogfight, and San Francisco needed that win. And it was a very close game. So I'm not ready to say that Seattle's done because of that loss.
Oh no!
I'm not ready to say that at all.
You're right. 49ers match up good with Seattle, but if they got to play in Seattle like the way it looks, oh no, there ain't nobody beating them. No.
And how about this? The Seattle Seahawks got a shutout, 23-0 over the Giants. Will make 12 people $35,000 rich on Monday. Jet Chevrolet, a car dealership in Federal Way, Washington, located 25 miles south of Seattle, had a promotion that if the Seahawks shut out the Giants, 12 people would split $420,000. How do you say that? $420,000. No, $420,000. Yeah, I don't know why I'm struggling with that.
Really?
Yeah, $420,000. They will split between 12 people. This is crazy, wow. Said Jim Johnson, one of the owners of the dealership. You think he's miserable right now? Oh. We never expected we'd actually be giving away the money.
Oh,
Luckily
really?
For Johnson, well, here's the catch, though, real quick. Luckily for Johnson, the company took out insurance.
Yeah.
So he only has to pay $7,000.
Well, the same thing Auburn did against Alabama.
Yeah.
The same story. Same thing. They had a car dealership said the same thing. If they would beat, Auburn would beat Alabama, some kind of dealership, you got to look it up. They were giving away cars. Mm-hmm. And they did beat them. Something about they had insurance to pay it or something.
You got to. And you got to call, before you even offer that, you probably have the insurance approved before you even offer something like that.
Yeah.
You got that. You got to have that approved. Big deal was Victor Cruz, man. I don't know if you've seen. He caught a big catch, and he got body slammed to the ground. He left the game with a concussion.
Dallas? I mean, with the Giants?
Yeah, that was that. I watched it. Another big story was. Oh yeah, he's good. He's very good. Cardinals have to struggle, but they beat the Titans in overtime, 37-34. They go to 9-5. They're in that wild card chase. What's interesting? Yeah, he's done for the year. You were right. He tore his ACL. You were right last week. But what's interesting, Dad, with the way everything's going with Carolina and us, with the way Arizona's winning, if, say, we were to lose next week and then lose the week after, we could possibly not even make the playoffs.
I know, Lane. That's what I'm trying to tell you what today's game was. We could have clinched it today, the playoffs. We could have clinched it.
And how about that? Arizona could possibly go 11-5 and not make the playoffs this year. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
To win that many games and not make the playoffs. But
I
look,
don't understand what today's game was.
real quick, your thoughts. Okay, that was a big day in NFL. We'll get back to the Saints right before we end it. By the way, 49ers get a big win over the Buccaneers. That's their 4th win in a row. The last time the 49ers lost was, guess who? To the Saints. That LSU Outback Bowl. What were your thoughts on that?
Oh, they playing an 8-14. It's kind of a low key. Last time we played Idaho. I get them confused. Iowa. Yeah, last time we played them, we lost. I don't know. To me, it ain't no big deal. It's the Outback Bowl. Imagine that.
A lot of people said a lot that had to do with it was the fact that Mettenberger was not going to be playing.
You think so?
Yeah. They didn't want to put. Yeah, but you got to look at ratings. It's just like, okay, you look at Jameis Winston, Florida State quarterback, which, by the way, he won the Heisman. We all knew he was last night. Our second freshman in a row. How about that, to win the Heisman?
That's what I was going to say.
We swore this year that there was no way They were going to
That's
give
right.
a freshman the Heisman, and they just did 2 years in a row.
They gave it to him, though. And you know what? I think he deserves it.
I think he's more humble.
That's right.
But how about this? But hold on, though. We talk about he deserves it. We talk about the off-the-field problems with Manziel.
Yeah,
He got a rape case right now, you know? He's got an ongoing rape case, which, by the way, they're going after another countersuit to go after him. So he's not done
really?
with
I
it.
thought all that was washed out.
Nope. The woman came out and showed who she was.
Wow.
She claims that she was put in she remembers being with him, and the next thing you know, all she remembers is being put in a taxi cab. And she woke up in a taxi cab. So you don't know.
That ain't gonna stick. Some good lawyer like that, he won the Heisman, got a few dollars in his pocket. Yep. That ain't gonna work.
But Florida State is going to play Auburn National Championship. Famous Jameis. What year to you was more exciting? What he did, which he had a good year, or what Johnny Manziel did last year?
Manziel.
Which year to you?
Manziel. I think
yeah.
Manziel. Do you know, talking about Manziel, he made a statement Friday. You know he's going pro, huh?
Yeah.
Okay, and real quick, tell him about saving Lane real quick.
Thank you. Oh, two things. Not only is Saban not leaving Alabama, which I said the whole time, they weren't going to let him leave. How about this? Texas, reportedly, boosters from Texas offered him oil money. Oil money. They offered him a share of the Texas. Texas has their own network called the Longhorn Network. That's how big Texas is. So, yeah, Texas is bigger than Alabama. Texas has their own network called the Longhorn Network. He was going to get a piece of that pie, reportedly. And reportedly, the number was going to be from Texas around $10 million. That was the report.
He's crazy. I would have went, man.
Now, that's the rumor. We don't know. But
I heard 10.
He renews his contract, which the rumor is between $7 and $7.5 million a year. That's
7.5. I'm looking at it right here. 7.5.
They don't know for sure.
Plus bonuses.
They don't know. That's not the for sure number, though, from what I'm seeing.
No.
Is it?
Yeah. 7.5 with bonuses.
You
know
always
what that
gonna
means,
have
huh?
Bowl money and
That's right.
stuff like that.
That's right.
How
Now
about
I
this?
heard through the grapevine, y'all, real quick. I know we run out of time. Les Miles wants more of the piece of the pie now.
That's bogus.
He wants
That's
more
bogus.
money.
That's-
I'm telling you. You know, they gave all the assistant coaches with LSU a pay raise. Cam Cameron, Chavez, the whole bunch. They saying they got more than any other coaches if you look at it through the big picture. Now, Les Miles probably wants more, but guess what? They just added ticket prices, Lane, to the football and the parking, and it's
They just
all
upped them, you
about
saying?
money.
Are you saying they upped the ticket
everything.
prices?
Yeah, they upped that plus the parking.
How about Nick Saban's comment? I never considered going to Texas. How true is that?
That's bull.
Yeah, he considered, man. He flew out there this week.
Yeah.
If anything, this was just a way for him to get more money in Alabama. I don't think he ever wanted to leave
bullshit.
Alabama.
They said it was all that was going back and forth. He wasn't going nowhere. It was just to get him to get more. So, Lane, you telling me he did sign? It's done. It's over.
Yeah, he signed an extension. We don't know how much it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a done deal. He will be at Alabama for, let's see, after signing a contract. It's a contract extension. More numbers will come out, but the big story was this weekend was Mac Brown resigned. We knew this was going to happen from Texas. So Texas will have a new coach. Now, you got to want him. How about it? The report is NFL coach. That's what we're hearing. An NFL coach could be a possibility. Some names that have been mentioned
Was Les
were
Miles
Bill Belichick was mentioned. No, I'm joking.
Was Les Miles mentioned?
No.
I guess not.
But we seen Les Miles do the same thing last year and went and talked to Arkansas and everything. They do this. They don't ever want to leave. I mean, he would be crazy to leave Alabama, Dad, with what he has. You really think he wants... I told you that his age would have a lot to do with it, and I think it did. You really think he wants to start rebuilding a team down in the 60s? He wants to start doing all that over again after what he done built?
Yeah, that's true.
So, but... All right, before we wrap up...
That game is on.
It is, and it's a game that I really don't think a lot of people care about. That's why I'm running over. Tonight, we talk... No. Yeah, tonight, with the Saints game. Final thoughts on it. Go ahead.
We just got to regroup. They got serious problems. They got to get that offense back to where we used to be. It's not even close. We got to have a running game. We got to start, we got to run the ball. We got to protect Breeze better. Our defense, second half has stepped up. We got to get turnovers on defense. We got serious problems on offense. We got to get that offense like we used to look. We don't have no offense. We don't even have. Okay, in the dome, yeah. Okay, in the dome, we had breaks last week. Today's loss was a huge loss for the New Orleans Saints.
Would you put it as the worst loss of the year?
Yeah, because the Seattle loss. Well, we kind of knew that. You know what I mean? It's a Monday night. It was raining. You playing a team that's not even in the playoffs, the Rams, and we lose. Man, you can't have that. You can't have that.
No.
Not at this time of the year. You got to win that.
I agree. Because now, my question is, did this team motivated for Carolina next week?
They better. They better, because if they don't, if we go into Carolina and lose, Tufini is over.
It is. And
it's
what's
over.
sad is we will, at that point, be in jeopardy of not making the playoffs.
I'm telling you, if we lose next week, Tufini, it's over.
Because even, like you said, okay, we lose next week. Even if we do slide in as a 6th seed, are we really going to do anything? Are we really going to make any noise with what we've seen this team do?
Nope.
But,
well, wish we had Greer back, that's all I can do. But anyway.
But okay, let's get ready to wrap things up. Sunday Night Football, Pittsburgh, Cincinnati. Show. Yeah, well, great show. I enjoyed it. My final thoughts, though, on the Saints is it just seemed like last Sunday night, and I kept telling you this, I didn't enjoy that win against Carolina. Like, it seems too, I don't know, like it just seemed too predictable, and it seemed just too like, okay, same old story. We doing this in a dome. But I seen things in that game that showed me how much his team plays, not only with momentum, but might be distracted, Dad, at times. Are they motivated like they should be at this time of the year? Is this team hungry? Is my question.
They better get hungry. After tonight's loss, I hope they see it too. That's what I'm saying. I'm going to look at the press conference after tonight's loss and Carolina won. If they don't see what time of day it is, them losing like this, what was the spread? -6? Something's wrong. They got to do something. Yeah. They got to do something.
And like you said, hats off to St. Louis. They beat the Colts and us.
Sure.
In 1 year, and
completely outplayed. Outcoached, outplayed everywhere, all phases.
Yeah. And Sunday night game here tonight. And like we said, the reason why we're running over, we had a late start, and it's one of those games. Really, nothing. Pittsburgh's out of it. They've been playing terrible.
They figured to score. But anyway, yeah, they just scored.
It's always a good game. Okay, Pittsburgh did get on the board. Okay, great. Who wins this game and why?
Pittsburgh probably win it. They playing home. I hate to say it.
But they out regardless.
Yeah, but it don't matter. The Rams was out too, wasn't they?
Yeah, sure enough. That's the teams that'll hurt you.
That's right.
Tomorrow night, big Monday night game, Baltimore at Detroit.
Detroit's going to pull that out.
In Detroit, they need to win. If they lose, they got the Bears. The Bears will be back in the lead spot in the division. I'm going to say Baltimore is hot. I don't trust Detroit. I like Baltimore on the road here. And by the way, Ray Lewis will be doing. This will be Ray Lewis's first.
They always defense.
Right. I think this will be Ray Lewis's first Monday night game where his team will be in the field. I think this is Baltimore's first Monday night game with Ray Lewis there for ESPN, so that'll be interesting. We'll see. Great.
All right.
Great show. Dab.
Yep.
Next
Very
week,
good show.
what do the Saints? What would you say you think they can run the ball on the road? Our last thoughts.
No.
Weather conditions next week. How big of a factor is that going to be?
We hope it's not raining. Again, it was in the dome today.
We're gonna do that.
All
All right,
right, I don't know what to tell you to blow the Saints up because you can't. If everybody watched this game today and watched them play away, they are a completely different team, y'all. It's not right. Something ain't right here.
Yeah.
You can't play good. And when you get on the road, play that bad. Come on, man.
Motivation.
Something's going on. No, something.
So what are you saying?
Something's going on.
Are you really going? Are you going down that road with this?
No, I said something's going on. They got to get pumped up, Lane. The coaches got to get better. Everybody got to get better, okay? To beat Carolina, what I see, can we beat Carolina? No. I'm telling you right now, we can't. The way we played today, Carolina is going to completely destroy us. Unless we go out there and regroup. We got to get a running game. We got to do something better. Everybody got to do something better. We can't keep playing like this. Cut and dry. You heard it from Coyote, Cajun Sports Radio.
And you have to say it. Coyotes had a hell of a year.
Yep.
Everything he said has been right. Now, I'm only doing this because I want to take it to 50, but me and you have had a battle going on. You say Tofflin gets fired. I say he doesn't. Are you sticking with that he gets fired?
There ain't no telling with them. They might not, like.
I say he doesn't get fired.
They might not fire him. They need to get rid of him. He's done. He's finished. You know what I mean? They need to regroup. They need to do something.
Matt Flynn, does he get another shot at being a starting quarterback next year with the way he's played?
No.
You don't think?
No.
The way he's played for Green Bay this year, coming back after what he did.
Wait, hold on. Yeah, he could go start with the Raiders.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Does he get another shot to start in another team? Because he blew his other chances. But all right, I can tell you're ready to shut it down. All right,
he blew it. I'm just aggravated with the Saints, and you ask me questions, but the answers are so simple that you just got to watch and see what happened today. And today, y'all, I'm telling y'all, was a big game the Saints lost. Big game. How about LSU, Lane, real quick? Can we talk a little basketball?
Yeah, let's go ahead. Let's run it to, I guess we'll run it to 8 o'clock. Go ahead.
No, because I really got to. The basketball team won last night against ULM. You say you want to go to the 50th. ULM, the basketball team won. The girls, I have no idea. There's no score yet. So,
how many weeks were they off? Weren't they off of basketball for like 3 weeks? They didn't play a game?
Yeah, you know why? I found out why. It was the last 2 weeks they've been taking. Their last test was yesterday. After the test, they had to hurry up and go play. They've been having finals.
And another thing is to take up. That's why college football has to end when it does. But
right.
Another thing though is that they played. That's why they played in those tournament games. They were able to get 3-4 games within a few days, so that was able to hold them over for a couple of weeks. You see what I'm saying? They were able to get a few games on their schedule. But yeah, I think that about wraps it up. But big loss for the Saints. I can't stop talking about it. Breeze, 3 turnovers for him. The defense just has not looked the same, in my opinion, over the last few weeks. Today's story was the rushing yards we gave up there. Big plays down the field. Cam Newton next week.
I can't wait to go see what the press conference is. I want to see what was said. I can't wait to go see what was said about this game. A lot of plays were bad. They called bad plays. What was that 2-point conversion? I don't understand that.
Well, they did that to get within a couple of scores. Yeah. It made sense at that time, conservative, but they did get the onside kick. Then you go to kick a field goal to get it within 8, and your boy Hartley.
Isn't that something? It was just every time. What happened with the beginning of the game? We started off 14-0 before you even looked. Before you raised your head, it was 14-0, right, Lane?
It was.
Now you can't play all the time on the road. Come back. 2009 we could, not this year, bub.
Right.
No. No.
Well, if they turn the ball over next week and they don't force any turnovers, that's another thing. Defense, where are you at? Where's the turnovers? If they don't force any turnovers and we have all them penalties,
we don't have that no more.
It's Cam Newton's going to eat us up, and he is a different quarterback at home.
And both they always won you. You hear me?
Kyle, we're having a sweat. We didn't realize it, but that Seattle loss, I think, well, you go back to that Jets loss, the Patriots lost. That was the losses that really bit us in the behind.
And today.
Yeah, today's loss was. And hey, hats off to the Rams. They have had our number the last few years. They've had our number. Hats off to the Rams, man, and Jeff Fisher, what he's doing over there. But this has been Cajun Sports Radio. We'll be back next Sunday night for the recap of the Saints-Carolina game. Saints.
We hope it's
Panthers
better
game.
Next.
Yeah, because if they lose that game, we will be some bad radio personalities. Yeah, I don't even know if I'm going to do it. We're going to do it. We're just not going to do it in happy fashion if they lose.
But that's where. Okay, thank y'all for listening to Cajun Sports Radio.
Thank y'all. CajunSportsRadio.com, Facebook.com/Cajun Sports Radio. Have a great week.
Smell the gumbo? You're listening to Cajun Sports Radio, hosted by the Cajun himself.
You're listening to Cajun Sports Radio with Coyote and Lane.